What's up, guys? Radon Sports News. Today we're going to be going over my bold predictions for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs coming up this weekend. And we got some good games coming up, so let's just dive right into them, and I'm going to give you my picks. Now, starting off on Saturday, we're going to be getting the Jags versus the Chiefs. And, wow, this is going to be a big game. I mean, we're talking Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence coming off that crazy upset win against the Chargers, that huge comeback after being down 27-0. The ultimate Chargers choke, you could say. Versus, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're looking as good as always. The 14th straight playoff game they're going to be favored in. In Arrowhead, wow, this is going to be a close game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Jaguars actually pull this off, but I cannot go against Mahomes. I cannot say he's going to be one and done in the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be a close game. Chiefs 27, Jaguars 24. It's going to be a nail-biter. I mean, you got Mahomes versus Trevor Lawrence. It doesn't get better than this. These are going to be the two stalemate quarterbacks coming out of the NFC, of course, with Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. I mean, these guys are going to be fighting for playoff spots for years. I mean, maybe even the next 10 years if they stay on their teams. This is going to be nuts, but I'm going to give the edge to Mahomes in their first meet in the playoffs here. Moving on to potentially the game of the week. Saturday night's going to wrap up with the Giants at the Eagles. And yeah, a lot of people are on the Eagles train, and the spread is, I think, 8.5 right now. The Eagles are favored, and it's like, did anybody watch the Giants game? I mean, the Giants were absolutely perfect on offense. They had a couple defensive miscues. They cleaned those up. They picked that interception off, or two of them off. They get that fumble. All of a sudden, I mean, the Vikings weren't even in that game. The Vikings had a 13-win season. You look at it, and it's like, division rivalry. You watched the last game of the season where the Eagles were trying to win. They had all their starters out there. They're trying to win, get that #1 seed. It was very important to them. They're giving it their all. The Giants have second and third string starters out there. A third string quarterback that's never started an NFL game. That had an awful first half. And then all of a sudden, the second half, they start gelling together. They start clicking. And they almost pulled it off against the starting Eagles. It seems like the Giants have a recipe, because the Giants play their starters and the Giants go all out hard. The Giants win that game with ease. And it looks like Jalen Hurts might not be completely healthy. I think this might be the lock of the week. The Giants will win in Philly. It's very hard to beat division rivals 3 times in a season, especially when one of those games the team didn't even fucking try. And they still almost beat you. I'm going to go ahead and say the Giants 31, Eagles 12. Jalen Hurts comes out there, looks awful. Eagles one and done in the playoffs. Big letdown for the season. Honestly, they kind of faced a cupcake schedule. The Eagles were not that impressive to me this season. And, well, probably going to be one and done in the playoffs by Philly. Moving on to Sunday, and we're going to start off with the Bengals versus the Bills. And, of course, we all know what happened in the last meeting. We don't need to get into that. But from the football we did see, and what we all expected, it was probably going to be a shootout, but the Bengals looked a little bit better. Unfortunately, coming into this game, the Bengals have some offensive line issues. Their offensive line was a lot worse in the playoffs last year, and Joe Burrow still did miraculous things. I think, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's in Buffalo. The Bills should win. This is Josh Allen's year. We've been saying this has been Josh Allen's year for the last, 2 seasons now, and now this is going to be the 3rd season. I'm still waiting for Josh to make this turn. It seems like every time Josh Allen gets into a big situation game and he has a turnover or something doesn't quite go his way, he just shuts down. And I'll be honest with you, that is just not going to win against Joe fucking Burrow. Joe Burr, if you will. And there's a lot of speculation on whether this game should be in Buffalo, should be in Cincinnati, should be at a neutral site. I think at the very minimum should be at a neutral site. Honestly, should be in Cincinnati, but the NFL felt bad for Damar Hamlin and the Buffalo Bills organization, so gifted them a home game here. I understand to a certain extent, but would have been nice to not see the Bengals screwed out of this here. But hey, what are you gonna do? That's it's their business, their league. They can do whatever the fuck they want, honestly. Either way, screw them over or not, I'm taking the Bengals 35, Buffalo Bills, say 35-33. Give me the Bengals. Now moving on, last game of the night, Sunday, going to be the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. And wow, this kid Brock Purdy is doing unimaginable things. And if he comes out there and possibly wins this game, goes to a championship game, ends up winning that, I think even if he goes to the Super Bowl and loses, we're going to be talking about Brock Purdy as the next Tom Brady. And I don't think that hype will ever slow down. I mean, unless he turns into a Colin Kaepernick and just forgets how to play football. Another 49ers quarterback. But honestly, Brock Purdy, he's shown me a lot. And granted, he hasn't gone up against the pass rush like this Dallas Cowboys. But damn, can you count them out? Can you count out the Niners? The defense is strong, but then you look at the Cowboys and it's like, damn, they really dismantled Tom Brady in the playoffs. And yeah, the Buccaneers are absolutely terrible this year. And Brady never woke up from a year-long slumber. But you know, this is going to be a really close game. It's going to come down to the wire. But you know what? I think it's finally the time the Cowboys break out and get another playoff win and give me the Cowboys, let's say 26, 49ers 17. I'm going to go ahead and say the Dallas Cowboys win that one. So we're going to line it up at the Giants-Cowboys NFC Championship and a Chiefs-Bengals AFC Championship. And holy shit, if those are the games, I cannot wait. I will be glued to my TV. I don't believe I'll step up from the couch. Those are going to be some hell good games. I mean, those are nice. Well, those are my predictions. I'm taking the Chiefs, the Giants, the Bengals, and the Cowboys. If you disagree or you want to talk about the games, go ahead and go down to the comments section and we'll discuss those games. Other than that, if you want to see another video, leave that down in the comments. I'm always looking for new video ideas. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you want. And thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.